Welcome to At the Tonys with Dana Tyler as we celebrate Broadway's biggest night, the 68th Annual Tony Awards. Now, from the heart of the theater district in New York City, here is Dana Tyler.
Welcome to Times Square and the heart of Broadway. This year's Tony nominations are the talk of the town, and during the next half hour, we'll show you why. We start with a primetime womanizer who plays a woman.
It's Broadway's greatest night.
After hosting the Tony Awards for the past 4 years, actor Neil Patrick Harris is back, but as a first-time nominee. His new Broadway role is a far cry from buttoned-up Barney in the hit comedy How I Met Your Mother.
Nice high five!
I have crazy nails and ridiculous hair that I don't know what to do with, so... the life of an actor.
Oh, yes. You may not even recognize Harris playing a lovesick German transgender performer in Hedwig and the Angry Inch. He's nominated as Best Lead Actor in a Musical.
This ain't about principles. This is about votes.
No stranger to playing a complex character, Breaking Bad's Bryan Cranston goes from the meth lab in the hit TV series to the White House, making his Broadway debut as President Lyndon B. Johnson.
It's about those who got more, wanting to hang on to what they got, at the expense of those who got nothing.
All the Way is about the push to get Congress to pass the Civil Rights Bill in 1964. The three-time Emmy winner says there's nothing like the stage.
There's a give and take to an audience, an ebb and flow that you just don't have in film or television. In live theater, they tell you honestly right away.
What a little moonlight can do.
Five-time Tony Award winner Audra McDonald portrays Billie Holiday. It's McDonald's first role playing a real person and her first nomination as lead actress in a play. In Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill, McDonald says crafting the troubled jazz great's voice isn't the only hurdle.
God bless the child.
It's a big challenge to try and get an audience to come with me and believe that I am Billie Holiday and singing for them with no fourth wall, talking to them the entire time.
Walking through them.
Walking through them, smoking in front of them, drinking, falling down. I mean, it's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Three-time Emmy winner Tony Shalhoub gets his first Tony nod in a leading role in Act One, a play about the life of Broadway biggie Moss Hart. Shalhoub plays three characters, including Hart's collaborator, playwright and director George S. Kaufman, who reminded me a bit of Shalhoub's TV role.
Well, sure. Way before there was Monk, George S. Kaufman was the original OCD guy. He had it bad. So it's kind of an interesting coincidence.
Film actor and comedian Chris O'Dowd's first time on Broadway earned him a Tony nomination for this lead role as Lenny, the mentally challenged migrant ranch worker in the John Steinbeck classic of Mice and Men. Part of O'Dowd's preparation, observing a friend.
There's a guy in my life that has kind of mild Down syndrome, and I've just tried to mimic him, really, in terms of the physicality of it, because then at least it always feels truthful to something. Six-time
Emmy Award winner Tyne Daly won a Tony for Gypsy in 1990. In the new drama Mothers and Sons, she's nominated as lead actress, playing a lonely mother who visits her late son's ex-partner.
He had secrets. I was afraid of him.
I think that in order for Broadway to stay healthy, and the culture, indeed, to stay healthy, we need new plays. To have hold of a new play that I think is really timely and funny and deep and makes you think, all those things the theater ought to do.
The new play Casa Valentina breaks new ground with the story of heterosexual men who dress up as their alter egos, women. They gather secretly in upstate New York, circa 1962.
Our own Garden of Eden. Why invite in the snakes?
Sweet friend, I believe our hosts are saying that anonymity is no longer an option.
Four-time Tony winner Harvey Fierstein is nominated as playwright.
Best play goes for the whole production, too. So I feel this responsibility, but also this joy that I get to represent everyone.
Lives that we just let go by. That collaboration also a source of pride for Tony winner Idina Menzel, who's nominated as lead actress in If Then. Menzel says the contemporary New York story of choices and regrets was years in the making.
When you come from something from the very beginning, the embryonic stage, and it comes to fruition, and you watch it moving people every night, and you yourself are changed by it, that's all you can ask for.
Drink. Sure. I made it myself. If it tastes from lighter fluid, it's because it's lighter fluid.
Woody Allen's comedy, Bullets Over Broadway, is up for 6 Tony Awards. 5-time Tony winner Susan Stroman says it's a wild time in 1920s New York.
So it's a romantic time, even though we're killing people with gangsters and flappers. And there's something about that time that was so exciting, and people look back on it with the style and the fashion.
In The Bridges of Madison County, actress Kelly O'Hara plays a farm wife who has a chance meeting with a stranger while her family is away. Lust, love, and heartbreak.
And home is safe, and home is fair.
O'Hara is nominated as lead actress, her 5th Tony Award nomination in 9 years.
Of course I'm honored to be nominated. A huge sigh of relief. But if I ever won, I would like for it to be this one.
It's a first Tony Award nomination for Andy Karl, playing the movie character everybody knows. Karl stars as the underdog boxer in the new musical Rocky and says he has to be careful with what's ingrained in pop culture.
I don't want it to be a bad impersonation. I want it to be honest, so I know I just have to go on stage and try to give that honest performance, but say, yo, Adrian, how you doing?
Hallelujah. And goodbye, misery.
She's been nominated for an Oscar and now a Tony Award for this Broadway newcomer. A Raisin in the Sun's Sophie Okonedo says she's having the time of her life.
Just to get the job was brilliant, and then for it to be a success was double brilliant, and then to get a Tony nomination, I feel like I can't catch my breath.
Now to the nominations for Best Play and Best Musical. A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder leads all the nominations with 10.
In the musical farce, both lead actors are nominated. Tony winner Jefferson Mays plays 8 different members of a wealthy family. His quick-change theatrics appear exhausting.
It's tempting to say it's chaos, and it was initially, but now it's evolved into a ballet. There's music on stage, so we dance our way through the costume changes.
I am the next Earl of Highhurst.
Bryce Pinkham is the gent murdering his way to the family's fortune. This is Pinkham's first Tony nomination.
These are the moments you dream of to help get you through the harder times.
Bottoms up!
Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street.
The heyday of Harlem's Cotton Club is celebrated in the musical review After Midnight, nominated for 7 Tony Awards. Tony winner Adrienne Lennox, nominated as Best Featured Actress, sings a blues showstopper.
You really get to feel that you're back in the day and you're catching something of what may have happened.
With After Midnight's Art Deco-inspired gowns, the woman who designed First Lady Michelle Obama's 2009 inaugural outfit is nominated for Best Costume Design.
This was a pleasure to see my work on a stage in movement. That was exceptional.
And it's too late, baby, now it's too late.
Beautiful, the Carole King musical has 7 nominations. Lead actress nominee Jessie Mueller plays King, the Brooklyn teenager who became a Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter.
It's a very inspiring story about a young girl who's extremely talented and grows up and has to fight for where she fits in the world and where she fits as an artist and who she is as an artist.
Playwright Doug McGrath is nominated for a Tony for writing the book for Beautiful.
One of the things that surprises people about the show is how funny it is.
When he leaves me, whoa, I'll miss him.
Jared Spector and Anika Larson portray songwriters Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil. Both got Tony nods for their featured roles, a dream come true.
I was obsessed about the Tonys when I was little. To think that I'm part of this community now, never mind like nominated. I mean, I feel like I won the lottery.
This is just like, feels like a fantasy, you know, that only happens to Hugh Jackman and Audra McDonald.
And nominated for 5 Tony Awards, Aladdin, based on the popular Disney animated feature film. Featured actor nominee James Monroe Iglehart plays Genie, and he's a kid at heart.
What you're seeing is that kid grown up, and they're like, oh, we'll pay you to do this. I'm like, cool!
For Best Play, Act 1, written by James Lapine. With 5 nominations, it's a rags-to-riches story based on playwright and director Moss Hart's autobiography.
This book is for everyone who loves theater, is in theater, goes to the theater, has heard about theater.
All the Way, written by Robert Schenken, has 2 nominations. Lead actor nominee Bryan Cranston says playing LBJ is exhilarating.
You know how to win a campaign? By not losing it!
I'm able to perform in front of an audience that has never heard this material before, this important, entertaining material, and it's a joy. It's exhausting, but it's a joy.
Harvey Fierstein's Casa Valentina has 4 Tony nods based on true stories about straight men who dressed up as women.
It's like giving voice to a community that's never had a voice. You know, these people, nobody even knew they existed.
It's a first-time nomination for actor Reed Birney, who plays the activist of the group.
I think it's really about what is the cost of living an authentic life? Because that we all have to deal with.
I've never met a transvestite before.
Film actress Mare Winningham gets her first nomination and says Broadway has always been a goal.
My mom and dad have known since I was 12 that this was my dream. So, yeah, I had to wait to Act 3 of my life to get here, and I'm really excited about it.
Also nominated for Best Play is Mothers and Sons, written by Tony Award winner Terrence McNally. He says nominee Tyne Daly nails it as the mother trying to better understand her dead gay son and herself.
There is no other Andre, just mine, and he is gone forever, and I will mourn him forever.
I think plays open hearts a little bit. A crack is better than a door slammed tight, and that's what this play explores.
Pulitzer Prize and Tony-winning playwright John Patrick Shanley's Outside Mullingar is nominated. Set in the Irish countryside, the play starred Deborah Messing and Brian F. O'Byrne in a quirky search for love.
Your beauty.
My beauty?
Yes.
This is the first I've heard of it.
Next, Broadway Over the Top. Neil Patrick Harris on what it took to play Hedwig, and we'll take you to a magical land where wishes come true thanks to a genie.